Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Happy Cat Crypto here. So let's dive into a USTC update. Why are we going to be doing more updates on USTC? Well, it's because of the simple fact that there's a lot of people that are going around throwing polls out there, you know, kind of saying to people USTC could be repegged, kind of incentivizing people to buy it and things like that. Now, the one thing to always look at with any cryptocurrency is the holders. Why is this important? Well, it's because of the simple fact is people can control currencies. All you need to do is own enough of the currency in crypto, and you can quite easily control the pumps, you can control the dumps, and you can profit off them alone. So if we look at the top 10 holders, we've got 68.41% holders, okay, that hold, you know, those 10 holders hold that much. Okay, now stepping that down to the top 20 is 76%. Top 50, 85.94%. And then the top 100 holders own 90.64%. And this is dangerous. Why is it dangerous? Well, for the simple fact that if you buy a small amount to try and gain some kind of gains, the likelihood it's going to do a huge pump and then a huge dump on you, because this is always something that's kind of been thrown back and forth between people, and Duquan himself has said it's possible to repeg the USTC, but the issue is holding that peg. And a lot of people say, well, how can it get there if it's not collateralized? And having collateral for a crypto is for like a crisis situation, you know, like what they went through, and they realized that, you know, selling loads of Bitcoin onto the market would only make things worse, which it did. And that's been proven that that does happen. Now, I advise anybody who's involved in any cryptocurrencies to go and check and look at the holders for the coins that you're holding, because the sheer fact is if it's whale controlled, right, it's not decentralized at that point, is it? It's not fair. The balance between the holders are not fair one bit. And there's loads of coins that are whale controlled and people have no idea that whales are actually if you put it down to the most basic of basic terms, they're actually quite bad for cryptocurrency. But without them, we wouldn't see all of the activity that we do. We wouldn't see the money getting involved in crypto that we do, right? So it's kind of symbiotic and it kind of works, but you can kind of swing both ways with it. At the same time, whales are good, at the same time, whales are bad, because who wants to see a cryptocurrency controlled? And if you look at SHIB, right, the top 100 holders own 81.78% of the currency, and people sit there and go, it's not whale controlled. No, it's not whale controlled. Don't be so silly. I mean, the top 100 holders right there can do whatever they want. Any pumps that you folks believe that you're profiting off, you may be profiting a good amount, but compared to what these top 100 people will be profiting, it's just huge. And by the time they all take their profit, the price dumps down again, they buy the coins back that they sold, and they're back at square one, and therefore controlling the price every single time and not actually allowing a cryptocurrency to actually run. And people are like, why don't people just let it run? And it's the simple fact that whales cash out on us. You know, they have such big investments that you're very small fish at the bottom of this chain, and you're just taking up all of the leftovers, and you know, it sucks. But the good thing is about LUNACLASSIC is that there's quite a few things in place that prevent whales from getting too heavily involved. If we look at the top 100 holders, you know, through coin market cap like we are, because it seems to be the most accurate data we can find, however or whatever wallets it records, whatever, okay, if that's the case, then they control that much of what it is inside those wallets of what it registered. But I've seen this register in all kinds of different wallets, so yeah, a lot of people say it only registers BNB wallets and things like that, and regardless, it just goes to show how much, if the percentages are high like it was, you know, for SHIB here, then it's likely going to be like that across the board. But, you know, top 10 holders 10%, top 100 holders 34.34%, and it just goes to show that quite a lot is out there in the public realm, so to speak. And yeah, we do know that the Binance Hot Wallet itself does hold a lot of coins. Sorry, I'm completely on the wrong thing there. I just got back from hospital. I've had another operation to wait. Anyway, people don't want to hear about that junk. So my advice, which is not financial advice, is just to always be careful of what you're buying into. Understand about how holders can control things. I mean, wouldn't you if you could do it, right? So this all comes down to people like, in my opinion, if we go to the LUNCPenguins, go to the top burners, and we look at someone like Luna V-Shape. Now, he holds a considerable amount of the LunaPunk supply, but he's not using it to control the market. In fact, he's auctioning them off for way less than what he actually paid to prop up the actual, like, falling system, and he tried to prop the project up and things like that. He's not getting nowhere near what he paid for these NFTs back, and he's burning 50% of it. So, you know, it just goes to show there's not always bad whales out there. There can be good whales, and this being one that's an NFT whale holding, you know, a considerable amount of the LunaPunks, but at the same time, it's all one of those things, isn't it, where the motive behind the whale is always something that is important, because we know that Luna V-Shape would never do anything to control the price or bring the price down or bring the price up. He's just letting it go organically and grow organically, and it's all part of this system of always inspiring people to become better, be better, try and do things for the system. Now, I'm hearing little whispers that Y5 Exchange have started a CEX of some kind, I believe, something like that, and they're going to be burning Lunk. So probably going to get into contact with them, see what the exchange is about a little bit more, see what's going on behind the scenes, and possibly have them on to speak to you folks to see what they're about. And from what I can read, they've kind of got a hit and miss history, and I don't really like people who are historyless. So if you've been in the space a while but you've deleted all your tweets, that's always suspicious in my opinion. Like, why would you need to delete all of your tweets, so to speak? So the way it's going at the moment, there's a lot of people also saying, you know, we're at this percent, we're at that percent, we're at this percent. But what I do know is no one's actually able to track the percentages of who's actually, you know, changed over. And anyone that does, if they've got that information from one of those nodes, that would also mean that they've acquired their IP address and a lot of other details, which is the whole reason why it's being self-reported out of the Validators Alliance group. So like I said, always be careful where you get your information from these YouTubers, other influencers, and it's not all of them, it's just a good majority of them are like copy and pasted, aren't they? They just normally take someone else's work, reword it, add some crazy, you know, predictions on about how it's going to reach $1 and all this sort of stuff, and slap it on the backside and call it a win. And it just doesn't work like that. Well, it does for all of these copied and pasted YouTubers, and I hope to break that cycle and inspire YouTubers to be more honest and not just go for clickbait, and, you know, actually bring people in with the facts and not have to sit there every time and go, well, I better talk about $1 in this one, I probably won't get as many views. And it's just, it baffles me how many YouTubers do this and they still have people coming back to them. But that's just my opinion from where I'm sitting with my chair, with my cat in my room. Folks, it's not financial advice. Beware of scammers, doppelgangers, anybody pretending to be me, and we'll catch you in the next one.